Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode from R34. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at a new model. I've spent a few days on it and I like it. I'm starting to burn out, so I feel like it's like I need a bit of a rest and show somebody. And for the sakes of a title on this video, I'll show you a trick or two. But first, shall we have a look at the model? So as you can see, I've been doing many renders over a few days. Like, you go to bed, it's nice to put yourself a render on and then go to bed. So I think this is the one here. Chuck it on. So if you're interested, we'll have an explore around the model and I'll show you how it works. Mainly the missiles in the door, I think. The front ones are obvious, it's just objects on keyframes, but the door was quite interesting. I enjoyed making that and I feel like it's something worth showing. I've tried making a video as I was building it, but it just ended up being me waffling all the time, so it didn't really have any salt to it, you know what I mean? So, shall we have a look at my R34 touring car battle car? I got many ideas for an animation on this. If you watched my last animation, that has fired me up and I kind of want to expand on it a little bit more. You know what I mean? I've got two cars now. We've got the Batmobile, we've got this one. These two could do battle, yeah? So I've got my voice guy on it. Otherwise, if you haven't been here before, like, comment and subscribe and all that. Consider subscribing. I release some pretty unique stuff, I'd say. It's not really anybody else like me online. I like to think it's more casual, my page, where you come hang out, just learn a few tricks and I'll show you some eye candy at the same time. So if we come into Blender, tidy up. It's probably took me about 4 or 5 days to make this. Whoa, check it out. Whoa, look at the missiles on that. Hold up, let me just sit and stare at it for 10 minutes. So we've made a secret compartment, like a stealth bomber, a nice missile hangar. I've animated it, it protrudes out and then sucks back in, and it's completely seamless. Then we have some exhaust flames that kick in, like it's accelerating, like yeah, so we can achieve decent flames. And in the front, obviously, we've got our missiles that come out, the guns load up, and it goes into target mode, yeah? The intercooler, I was actually going to do a big, massive, fat laser beam, you know, like Godzilla. But my idea never panned out, and I've kind of like spent 5 days and we've come to this. It's like nice and sleek and stylish. I like it, yeah? The Godzilla idea didn't work out for me, so I moved on. I think I've still got to do the rear lights. They look a bit bubbly around there. I've not cleaned them up. But it's a basic model up to here. But what I found interesting was those gun doors. If we put on our stuff, we can see I've got 3 bones here, can't you? That one rotates the bomb, that one's the missile holder, and that one's the door. And if we watch the animation, and if we press rotate on this, look, we can rotate this door. And if we rotate and push it up to infinity, or down to infinity, you'll notice like it never exceeds the limitation. I thought this was interesting, it might be worth showing it here. So you can basically just press R, pull it up till it stops, and then press. And it's locked in, yeah, basically. And then we've got this missile hanger on inside. So if we select the missile holder, we can press G, we can move it, you notice how it will only go in and out, it's locked in. And the same goes for the bomb rotate. If we press rotate, it will only rotate on that actual angle. This makes it a joy to like keyframe and animate. Yeah, it's limited on its rotation there. So how did I achieve that? I'm sure you understand how to do bones. Come to our armature here. We can see I've got them as a stick. You might be used to them as one of those, yeah? Shall I change them back for that? Because they do kind of get in the way. So I had to turn them into stick mode. But if we look at them, we've got a 3-bone system. And if we look in our outliner, we've got our bomb door, which is a separate armature, and our missile armature. It's got other armatures in it, such as like the missile holder and then the bomb hinge. That's the parenting structure of it, yeah? Then you got your hinge and your missile. A Russian-made missile. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, so that's your parenting structure of it. Because it can get funny. If you double parent something, it will always pick the new parent that you try and parent it to. So once we've done that, we've obviously marked our origins and how we want to rotate these objects. So what I had to do next was, if we click on, say like our bomb door, this one here, and we come to our bone constraints, we can see I've got something called a limit rotation on. Now, what this can do is on our y-axis, if you look, I've said from 0 to 90 degrees you're allowed to move, and it's limited, yeah? On these ones, I've limited it to not move, basically, yeah? That one's set at 90 because, like, the whole thing moves kind of thing, so you have to find where it needs to be. It's easy to figure out. But once you've got it on, you can basically come into object mode and just press rotate, and it'll lock itself on that. You know what I mean? It won't move. You can also do that if you have an object up here and select these ones here, can't you? But I've chose to use bones because it's a lot more useful of a way around of doing things. So if we select the missile holder, you can see I've also done that, but this time using a limit location. Same principle, but using location. So I've basically said from 1800 millimeters to 2600 millimeters, you're allowed to move on the x-axis. Yeah, and then I've gone in and I've locked off every single channel that I don't want to use. So when I press G, it will only move in that fixed area. Yeah, awesome. Now obviously if I select, say, this empty that I've parented all the car to and press rotate on the Z, we can see that none of that parenting structure's like connected to the car. Once you've done it, we need to make sure that we parent these two things to our empty, which is up here, yeah? You have to do it in like a step system, you know what I mean? There must be a king, then a prince, then, you know what I mean? It's got to work its way down. You can't have a linear level parenting system. You've got to think in this process. So what I'm going to do now, if I select the empty, press Ctrl P and parent to the object, and we do that for this one as well. We don't have to do it for that one because that one's already parented to this one anyway. So that now needs to parent to the empty, doesn't it? So press P, parent to the object. We should now be able to rotate the whole car, and the animation will actually, and everything should follow the car now, yeah? This is lovely. It's quite a simple system, and I thought I should show you. A lot of people avoid bone constraints, and it's like they're really useful. If you want to do the same things but with an object, you can do it over here in constraints, and like you could just do it to that missile, straight to the missile. They're all here, you can do the same thing, but I've chose to use a bone system. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I need to basically replicate it on the other side now, don't I? So on the other side, I basically did the same thing, but this time I didn't use a bone or I didn't use an empty. I just used objects. Now, the principle's the same, but this time, instead of bone constraints, we use constraints. Yeah? It's exactly the same principle. Now, you may be thinking, well, why didn't you just keyframe the actual objects? And the problem is like I can't select the gun, can I? Because the door's in the way. So what we can do now is select this object, and we've kind of got like a remote gizmo that we can easily access it, yeah? So it's useful. And it's less messy than, say, like, the bones here. Do you think my subscribers will go up if I stop burping? Or they go up because I burp? No one's ever complained. No one's ever, like, said it's funny. Should I stop burping? YouTube algorithm's probably going, ugh, animal, bury him. Well, basically, what we can do now is exactly the same as before. So we can click on this one, press rotate, and we can pull the door into infinity up to there. And if we press G on the missile slider, we can pull it out, that's locked in, like that. Then we can also click this one, press rotate, and pull it out like that. We've basically got the same principle on this as on this side as on that side, yeah? Pull it out, because that's already keyframed in. We've basically got a double missile system. Yeah, pretty cool. So all we need to do now is keyframe these, obviously, so we can isolate that position. And then if we come back to our 0 frame, we can basically click on the objects, press Alt and G, and it'll send it back, and we can click on, if we click on the missile rotate and then press Alt and R, it'll also reset it back in. Press I on that, on all of our controllers, like that. We should have all three now keyframed up. We've got an extra one there. Here you go. We can now see we've got our animation moving in and out. We've just got to adjust the timing now. Obviously the door needs to open first, so we just need to select the door rotator there, pull it down, make it open a bit quicker, so it comes open, missiles come out. Psh, psh. Might not be the same pace as the other side, but it doesn't matter. If we go back, have a look, it's kind of the same, only these ones return as well. To do that, what we can do is select all of them, or even I might do it one at a time. Just for illustrations, you can click that one, press Shift D, and we can close it again. I'll just repeat it across everything. Now if we select everything, what we can do is we can extend that middle period. Comes out, closes. We need to extend the door, see? The door's closing too soon. So if we say there, select the door, it opens fast enough, but it needs to stay open. So if we duplicate that frame, we can hold it open for the reverse amount of time, basically, yeah? So it opens, comes up, that goes back in, and it closes. Yeah? Lovely jubbly. Probably say, pull that one out a bit longer. Yeah, you get the principle, don't you? So if we... It's hard to look at both at the same time anyway. If we press play, we end the animation, let's say 120. Press play, we've got like our missile animation. I may not be completely symmetrical, but it's up to you to refine it in, but you know what I mean? We've got the principle down. I feel like the location on that one needs sucking in a little bit, don't it? So the missile slider has this on it, so it might be worth bringing that in a phrase, which would be that way. Yeah, there you go, it kind of matches the other side now. You just refine it in. I'm going to press save now because we've got it down, haven't we? Missiles come out, missiles go back in. And we basically got ourselves a little battle car, haven't we? It's locked and loaded, ready for battle. I just need to rig it. I need to put some brake discs and calipers on. I usually just download some off the internet for those. Which is basically done. Now, I'd put it up for download, but I feel like I want to... It's like I've got a problem that isn't a problem. So basically, I could list this model for free for you all, and you could download it, and job done. It'd be buried. I've struggled filming this model. It wasn't very interesting. This is like my third attempt at filming a video on it, and kind of came to a conclusion where if you would like this model, at 3,000 subscribers, I'll release this model in like a 3,000 subscriber special kind of thing. And it'll kind of give us something to look forward to, you know what I mean? By the time I get there, I'll probably have quite a few models. I've been set a task to make 3 touring cars, all do the same thing, so this is one of 3 that could be yours. Yeah? Does that sound like a good deal? Because otherwise, let me tell you a story. On the last video of the Batmobile, I gave it away for free. It was meant to be like a 2,000 subscriber thing, a deal, you know what I mean? Or like, thank you and giving something back. Now, the video where I gave away the Batmobile got loads of dislikes on it, and I don't understand why. My videos don't usually ever get dislikes on it, you know what I mean? My casual content, nobody ever dislikes it, you know what I mean? But for the one that I would consider like a really good special episode that's like, yay, Christmas present episode, there was a couple of people that disliked it. Now, I don't understand why they're disliking me giving away a free model. So I'm kind of like reluctant now to give away this model without some form of like trade. Now, I think it's a fair deal. It costs you nothing to subscribe, and I make no money making these models, and there is a plethora of free stuff online anyway. If you would like my model, subscribe to my channel and like this video. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll release this model instantly. Well, I think that's like a really tall order, isn't it? Like this video, see if you can do it. Can we break my record for likes? I think my most liked video's got like 500 likes on it or something like that. So, yeah. My cool R34 Skyline touring car edition that has loads of like weapons using constraints. I hope this has helped you understand the difference between bone constraints and object constraints, and how you can utilize them in this fashion. I learned from another channel, and the next thing for me to explore is grouping all these things together so that I can just click one button and that action will happen. I watched a video yesterday about an add-on. It's 30 quid, and I'm pretty much gonna pony up that money because the workflow, that's what I need in Blender, and it's kind of missing it, and it's getting difficult now trying to like pack all these like constraints and stuff on top of each other and like make it all work well. I feel like I'm ready for an add-on. Ooh, baby. I think I'm gonna treat myself. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Probably a short one, this one, but you know what I mean? If you want this, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Probably going to be in an animation or something, this one. I feel like the Batmobile and the Skyline could do great battles together. Yeah, nice. Well, a little bit. Check out my other videos if you want to learn how to do this stuff. Really easy. It's just time. See you in a bit.